got my own dry cleaning shop. This is what I do when I'm not following the Arsenal. So you get me here. We're based in Broxbourne, Hertfordshire. So that's what I do when I'm not following the Arsenal. Full of Spurs, I'm afraid, full of Spurs. But yeah, they're all right. They get a little bit of banter. They come in and whatever, but mostly they're all right. So it's a good natured. But I am suffering this year, I tell you, like, you know, definitely suffering. One season or 2 seasons it's been now, to be honest. No, they're still not a shifting power, but you know, they're certainly getting a little bit more powerful, aren't they? Like, you know, they come in here more often than they used to, I'll be honest. You know, they're doing well this year. You have to give it where credit's due, and when they are doing well, it makes it for living in a Tottenham area, it makes it even worse. You know, like if Man United are winning the league or Man City winning the league or doing well, there's not so many of them about. But when Spurs start doing well, you do get a little bit more stick, and that's why it's more painful when you lose to Spurs. Yeah, that was a quiet day round here. There wasn't too many about. It is really strange that when Spurs are winning, and so they've won in, say, like Monday morning, they're all pop their heads through, like, you know. And then after Juventus beat them on I think it was the Wednesday, wasn't it? On the Thursday, they weren't about, and that's nice. Well, I used to watch it, you know, like every other supporters that watch it, just watching Claude and the likes, and then you know, like going to the games, you'd go past it and see you guys filming and all that. I thought I wouldn't mind having a go at it, but you know, I thought no. And then after that game against Swansea a couple of years ago, I just said something. Just as I was walking past, and someone said, well, why don't you get on there and say it? So I said, all right, yeah, I will. And as I said that, the whole of the crowd moved, and there was just you, Robbie, just there, and the light was zooming in on me, and I thought, well, I can't back out now. That's what I'd done, and done the interview. I was going home, and I said to my mate Tony, oh no, what have I done? What have I done? And he said, well, you can't change it now. I said, oh no, what can I delete it or whatever, like. Anyway, about 3 o'clock in the morning, he phoned me up and he went, Lee, it has gone absolutely mad, you know, there's people doing this and people doing that. And it just went from there, you know. Then I think we played Spurs the following game, and it was all on BT Sport. Ian Wright was saying, you know, what a good interview it was and all that, and that's how it started. And yeah, I haven't looked back since, really. Well, it's changed it massively. You know, before I'd done that interview at Swansea, I wasn't even on Twitter, and it was people saying to me, oh, you've got to go on Twitter. And I said, no, I'm not into all of that. But once you then get involved with it, it opens up so many different avenues and whatever. And the greatest thing about going on ArsenalFanTV for me was when I first started, when it was social media, I put something on Facebook or something, you get no comments, you know what I mean? Like now I put something on there, you get loads and loads of comments, and people want to hear what you're saying. So that's been one of the great positives about going on ArsenalFanTV, and also social media, interacting with other fans and as well as your own fans. So that's been really good. You know, it's completely changed. You know, when I first, you know, a lot of the fans now don't really like it if you're in the stadium and they've got their phones out and things like that. But you know, football's changed completely, from like football pitches to when I first started watching, to the terraces, to everything. And I think you just got to go with it. And if you do go with it, it enhances the whole experience of following Arsenal and football. I used to play in my younger days. You know, I finished playing when I was about 39. So I was doing all right. I played like semi-professional. I used to play I played for Hendon, Waltham Abbey, Cheshunt, just down the road, St Margaret's Bury. I finished there and finished my career at Hertford. I've got my UEFA licence and everything like that, and I've done a little bit of managing for the first team at St Margaret's Bury, which is just down the road. I got us in the top 4, considering, like, you know, it wasn't a great bar. I took over at St Margaret's Bury when they was bottom of the league, and I left when we was 4th. And considering we wasn't on a budget like some of the other teams, that was a good achievement. But I wanted to start going and watching the Arsenal again. Like, you know, that's what I'd done. I decided that's what I wanted to do. Well, since God, do I have to say that on camera, right? It's probably like 75, 76 when my dad took me. I remember like my family is split. You know, my mum's side of the family is all Spurs and my dad's side is all Arsenal. And my granddad used to take me to Spurs one week and then my dad would take me to Arsenal the following week. It was just something about Highbury and the red and white kit that made me decide that Arsenal was a team for me. My brother, he went down the other route from Spurs. He lives in Thailand now because he couldn't handle living in England, you know, because we were so dominant at the time. Yeah, and that's how it is. So we have lots of banter with the Arsenal and Spurs. But it's probably like, you know, Liam Brady was the first one that I remember, like my dad saying that, you know, just go over and watch Chippy, just watch him, just watch him. So he was the first real player. Frank Stapleton was another big favourite of mine at the time, and that sort of team, you know, like 76, 77. Was about the time that I started following the Arsenal. Bergkamp, reason being, I just think he was an all-round footballer, best footballer in my time watching Arsenal play without a doubt. You know, the things that he could do, score goals, set them up. I just think all-round, you know, I think Henry was a fantastic goal scorer, but for me, Dennis Bergkamp just was for all-round. And also, I do think he was just a little bit more loyal than Henry, if I'll be honest. You know, he stayed there with us when I probably had chances to leave, but didn't. So I think, you know, that's why I will go with Bergkamp. Growing up, like, I have to say that George Graham's given us my two best moments as an Arsenal fan with the 1987 semi-final at White Hart Lane and obviously 89 at Anfield, but to win the league, you know, 98, 2002 and 2004, you know, I think Wenger just sneaks it. No, not even a contest, like, you know, Highbury, without a shadow of a doubt, just for the history of it all, growing up there as a kid, going there, there's just something about the place. I wish we were still there, I wish we could have made it bigger, but we couldn't. Can't beat Highbury, and I feel sorry for the younger generation that never experienced that. Well, the pub without a doubt, like, you know, can't beat a pub, can't beat going in a pub with full of Arsenal fans singing and having a drink. I do like coffee, but nah, definitely the pub. That's a real tough question. I think I'm going to go Salah. I'm going to go Salah just because of his probably more of a goal scoring threat than anything else. So that's a real tough question, but yeah, Salah just. Well, on a personal thing, I think that he should go at the end of the season and hopefully on the high of winning the Europa League. Right, I'm going to be doing this once a week, so if you've got any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll try and answer them next week for you.
We're giving you a chance to be on ArsenalFanTV and give your opinion after the game. All you've got to do is WhatsApp your video and hold the camera like this. Send it straight after.